Choose a woman who chooses you. This is a chapter from the book The Way of the Superior Man by David Dieter, a book I've read countless times now. Absolutely superb book. Life-changing. I want to quickly read this chapter for you fellas and then give you my 2 cents shortly after. So let's get straight into it. If a man wants a woman who doesn't want him, he cannot win. His neediness will undermine any possible relationship, and his woman will never be able to trust him. A man must determine whether a woman really wants him, but is playing hard to get, or whether she really doesn't want him. If she doesn't want him, he should immediately cease pursuing her and deal with his pain by himself. Going to carry on. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you want to be with a woman but she doesn't want to be with you, you must speak with your friends. Ask them to be honest with you. Ask them if they think this woman really does want to be with you or if she really doesn't. If your friends honestly tell you that this woman doesn't want to be with you, it's over. You cannot enjoy a good relationship with her even if she changes her mind. Once she feels your neediness, once she feels that you need her more than she needs you, she will never trust your masculine core. The priority of the masculine core is mission, purpose, or direction in life. The priority of the feminine core is the flow of love in intimacy. If a woman feels your feminine is stronger than hers, if she feels that the intimacy is more important to you than to her, then she will naturally animate her masculine. She will want space. She will want freedom to pursue her own direction, and she will be repulsed by your clinginess. You are only punishing yourself when you want to be in a relationship with a woman more than she wants to be in a relationship with you. Of course, you must discriminate between whether she is playing hard to get or whether she is genuinely less interested in the relationship than you. This is why you should ask your friends. If it turns out that she really doesn't want to be with you as much as you want to be with her, then it is time to realize that the relationship won't work. In such a case, the poles have been reversed, with your feminine desire for love meeting her masculine desire for freedom. This is not viable grounds for intimacy between a man with a masculine essence and a woman with a feminine essence. It is better to move on and work with your hurt than it is to continue demonstrating that your feminine desire is stronger than hers. I mean, very nicely put, I must say. And it's something that I speak to a lot of fellas about in my coaching course. For those of you that want to book a coaching call with me, you can do so in the link down below. A lot of guys that I speak to, you can tell, you can see it in their face. They want the relationship more than the woman that they're with wants the relationship. And it never works out, man. It really doesn't. That energy, she can sense it, she can feel it. And she doesn't want a man who is absolutely obsessed with her. She really doesn't. And this is why in the book as well, David Dieter talks about how your purpose must come before your woman. Women are attracted to men who make their purpose the most important thing in their life, not their relationship. Now, it doesn't mean neglect your woman. No. You are pursuing your purpose so that you show up to your relationship in the best possible way. You give your woman the best version of you. You're able to take care of her in ways that you wouldn't have had you not prioritized your purpose. So your purpose must always come first. That needy energy that she's feeling because you're obsessed with the relationship working out just pushes her further and further away. And as David Dieter nicely summarized right there, she will go and search for something else, or she will request space. And it's okay, fellas, by the way. You know, when you're young especially and you're in love, you know, us fellas, I believe us fellas are the more romantic out of the two genders. You know, we believe in that future. We have it in our minds of what it would look like, us two together. We're the more romantic lovers, you know. And so obviously when you're young and you face your first breakup, it breaks you completely. And I'm not saying that women don't feel upset when they break up with a guy, but in their earlier years, when they're in their late teens, early 20s, it's different for them. Okay, for a guy, it crushes you. Your whole idea of what relationship and love, is just completely destroyed, decimated. So it takes you a while to process what's happened. But I tell you, fellas, to respect yourself and don't be angry or resentful to the woman. Maybe you're not her cup of tea. It is what it is. Wish her the very best. Be a gentleman about it. It was a pleasure being with you. We shared some great memories. Good luck in the future. I'm not the kind of guy that's like, oh no, you bitch. Nah. You know, when I suffered a heartbreak, you know, following a relationship with a woman that I wanted to be with for the rest of my life, you know, it had an effect on me. I'll be honest with you guys. It messed me up for a good while. It really did. Because the whole future that you have built in your mind is shattered. You have to almost undo. You have to erase those videos of you two in the future, moving here, kids. You have to erase all of that and start from scratch. And you don't want to erase it because you've pictured something that you deeply want in your mind. You don't want to let go of it. And it will take time. You know, it's not something where you can just flick the switch and then all of a sudden you don't care about her anymore. You will care about her for a while. You will. Let's not pretend, oh, I'm an alpha male, I don't care about anybody that... Nah, you do. If you really love this girl, it will take you a while. And look, you'll still feel the pain even later on. Now, I don't mean you sit down and curl up in a ball and cry 7 years later. No. And if that is the case, well, we need to speak. So you have to book a coaching call with me down below because I'm not having that. I'm not allowing you, as your coach, to continue feeling sorry for yourself 7 years later or even 4 or 5 years later. Come on, man. You know, I want you to look back at the memories that you both had with a smile. You know what? We had amazing memories. We laughed a lot. We saw great things together. We ate at nice places together. You know, and you can appreciate things about her personality when you look back. But I don't want you to look back in absolute misery. No. Enjoy that chapter in your life and wish her the best. But going back to the chapter that we read, fellas, you just can't put yourself in a position where you're just trying to make something work with somebody who doesn't want to make it work. It takes two to tango, as they say. Right? It can't just be one person. And this applies the other way, by the way. If you don't want a relationship with her and she wants something, then you have to do the decent thing and end the relationship. Because you're not a man if you lead this woman on for years, giving her hope that one day you two will get married and have kids. You're not a man. You're a coward. You're a coward. If you lead a woman on for years with no desire to make something more out of it, then you're a coward. I'm just going to keep it real, man. Especially if you're cheating on her behind her back, and then, I mean, you are the lowest of the low. And I'm just saying it as it is, man. I don't respect men like that. Now, there's a big difference between having slight reservations around marriage and how you're going to pull it off. I understand in some countries, getting married takes a bit more thought because you want to make sure that you don't get rinsed in the court of law. So definitely prepare. But, you know, I'm a man of God. I believe in God. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm far from that. I am an absolutely sinful human being. I try my best to be the best that I can be. But I certainly make mistakes. However, I believe in the nuclear family, husband, wife. You get married, it's sacred. There's something that's important that we don't see much of in today's age. This is why society has descended in absolute chaos and degeneracy. But I believe in husband and wife together. And so if you get the hint that this woman doesn't want to be with you in the long term, you just got to take a step back and just observe. If she's like, oh, let's work on this. Okay, then you know what? She wants something. If you notice that she just, she wants to make the relationship work, then work with this woman. Because that's a rare thing to see. A woman that, doesn't give up too easily when it comes to a relationship. Because a lot of women, and men, by the way, have this Disney fairy tale of what a relationship should be like. And the moment things get tough, they just quit. They're bad teammates. I mean, you're basically teammates. I'm not saying it's 50-50 because we're different. Men and women are different. But you want a teammate who's with you like 4 flat tires. Down like 4 flat tires, as they say. Right? You're mine and I'm yours. And we ain't giving up. Jordan Peterson once described it as, I'm handcuffed to you and you're handcuffed to me. We ain't giving up on each other. We ain't. Now, there's always exceptions to this, of course, before somebody gets down and says, what if he's beating her up? Of course, in this case, she should leave ASAP and that guy should get thrown in prison. Right? But you get what I'm trying to say here, guys. That sacred act of, I ain't giving up on you as long as you don't give up on me. We're going to make this work. We're not going to be in a relationship for 6 months, quit, find another relationship, 6 months, quit. Everybody's fucked up, man. Everybody's messed up to an extent. None of us are perfect, but if you find someone that's willing to work on it, great. But you'll know, guys, and I want you to evaluate. If you're in a relationship right now, or you might think you're in one, but the woman definitely doesn't believe that you're in one. And this is sad to see when the guy's like, yeah, my girlfriend, but she doesn't even see you as her man. She's just bored and sort of passing time with you. You're that middle gap, that stopgap as they like to call it, right? I don't want you guys to be a stopgap for a woman. Something just to fill in the time while she finds the man that she really wants. I don't want you to get led on. I want you to know that, okay, you know what? She wants me. I can see that. And obviously you have to treat her well, court her, right? She's your woman. Honor your woman. Don't embarrass her. Don't humiliate her. Don't go behind her back doing dumb shit. No. Treat her with the utmost respect. And ideally, meet her father, shake his hand. I want your woman. I want your daughter, sorry. I want to marry your daughter. I want your woman. That's fucking jokes. But you get the fucking point here, guys, right? Honor your woman. All right? So don't be that stopgap, fellas. Don't be the guy in the middle while she looks for the man that she really wants. No. If you notice she's not in it, you can tell. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right for you. If that's the case, take a step back. If you notice, hey, she's trying to make it work, and you can see effort, then, you know, great. That's a good sign. But if you don't see any effort, she never talks to you again. She never really wanted you, man. It's hard to hear sometimes, I know. But she never wanted you. Because the guy that she really wants, she will go to heaven and back, as they say, to make it work with him. She will do absolutely everything in her power. And it's the same thing for men that really want a woman. They will do absolutely everything in their power. Right? So hopefully this chapter has been insightful for you guys. Let me know what you think down below in the comments section. Make sure you give this video a like. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. See you in the next video, fellas.